Okay, we're going to do your Capricorn reading today. It's been really weird. It's been like there's been noises going on. I've been set up for about 20 minutes and I haven't been able to start. So I gather you guys are going to have interruptions and situations like that in the month of February because there's been things coming at me left, right and centre. So have fun with that. And always when I'm setting up for a reading, I always pick an energy that is directly around the actual zodiac sign that I'm going to do. Now, you guys need to be super cautious about your necks this month. Also, some ailments. You might feel under the weather. Also, the name of the video that I've placed, again, is directly connected to a song. I picked a few songs, really, in channeling, and one of them was Blue Suede Shoes. Another one was Scream and Shout by Britney Spears. Now, the reason I'm picking this, yes, this is for Capricorn Moon as well, is that for you guys, I'm feeling that, how do I put it? Sweet. How do I put it? You're thinking on a situation and it's really confusing you. And the first card that fell out was the Lovers. Now, it came out sideways. So it's like you're undecided about, it's either you're undecided about romance or you are to a point where you're thinking you just got too much going on, so you're not really doing something right away. That's not to say it's not going to happen. So, let's see why. I'm feeling as though from the channeling you might feel under the weather. You're also, from the name of the song that I picked, I'm sort of feeling like your person that you like, okay, the person that you're interested in, be this a twin, be this a soulmate, be this a love interest, and this is their zodiac, the way they're feeling is that you're triggering them. So because you're triggering them, they're going, right, I'm going to be stubborn. So Capricorns, you're either getting triggered from another person, and that's what I'm feeling. You're being triggered. So it might not be a nice energy you're going through. So if you're partnered, it might be that your partner's really cheesing you off and you're thinking, I really can't be bothered with this. Now, any aspects of you feeling unwell, you're going to sidetrack yourself. You are going to come out of it. I can feel like throat ailments because I was fine this morning and now it's come on out of nowhere. It feels like headaches, you know, chest pains, like throat, anything that you're actually dealing with directly connected to health. I feel it's going to tie up. Now, I do see you actually doing quite a bit of a catch-up factor. You have been up in your head. For some of you, you might have been partying a little bit too much or doing something to take your mind off something. And because of that, I'm sort of feeling as though you're feeling under the weather. But when you do come to and you're feeling better, and I'm feeling this is by about the second week of February, maybe earlier because this is a February reading, because I'm sort of feeling you're feeling this way regardless already. Which what? We've only got one day really, so pretty much February. I'm finding it really like you're really confused, you're really concentrating on something and it is giving you headaches. You're also thinking about how to deal with it. So it's like you've actually sidetracked yourself to do something else so that you don't have to directly deal with it. You're trying to avoid it. So we're going to try and find out what it is that you're directly avoiding. What should I use? I do feel for some of you, you have had too much fun. And not too much fun. You've delayed something, because not all of you are party animals. You've delayed something in a sense. That's what it's feeling. So you've either had obligations or scenarios that you've been directly dealing with. Love interest may be one. Family might be another. But it feels like your energy had been taken elsewhere. Also, I felt that you were quite up in your head about a situation. Another card that fell out sideways. Okay. Okay, there's an offer, but you're not accepting it, and it's not you're not accepting it. It's come out sideways, so you still have not made a decision connected to an offer. You know the offer's on the table. It may be an offer of help, but I feel this is more for those who this is directly connected to for romance, I'm feeling. This is one message that's coming through quite strongly. Okay. You're not feeling strong in a sense when it comes to this. So you haven't had firm clarity connected to what you should do. So you haven't acted just yet. I do feel you to be quite agitated. Okay, you've got this card in reverse. And this is all about you actually standing up for yourself and choosing your battles wisely. So it may be that you're coming in with an energy that's quite stubborn, which is what I was feeling. And again, the clarity's not here. You've got the moon in reverse. The clarity's not here at the moment. And again, this is why it's sort of like something has transpired and you're not quite understanding how to take it. You're very confused and you're up in your head about it. You might be putting one step in front of the other and not really knowing what to do about it. But regardless, you're still putting one foot in front of the other. Okay, some of your wishes aren't coming true at this point, but that's because you pressed the pause button at the moment to assess the situation. I do feel that you're going to be working very hard this month, but you're really going to struggle. You're really going to struggle emotionally, mentally, and physically. But I do feel you guys coming out of the woodworks in a sense of health. And that will be moving. So I think it's just like a temporary energy. Okay, when it comes to your strength, you're not backing down from a situation, okay? It's like you're being stubborn. Driving me nuts today. Okay, when you're not standing up for yourself or verbalizing what you feel about this situation, you do actually have romantic feelings for this person. The funny thing is, the energy I'm picking is the way you're currently feeling is the way your love interest is actually feeling, because it's kind of confusing energy. When I'm picking up on it, it almost feels as though you're both doing the same thing, so you both feel that you're being quite stubborn. Okay, where you don't have the clarity, you know, you want to give this situation a chance. It's not you've given up on it. You're being stubborn, okay? Where some of your dreams aren't coming true, it is the laws of attraction. So it really depends on how you're going to work with the energy. So it's almost like you do know you're going to make an offer, or you do know that you're actually going to approach the situation. You're choosing not to at the moment. We'll see how this is going to flow through the rest of the reading. But I do feel you're being quite stubborn. Now, this could be that there has been something that's transpired to trigger you in a sense, and I do feel it's a trigger for the reasons why you're acting this way. And I want to find out why this trigger's come about. I do feel it's directly connected to a past tense event, not the direct person as such. So be aware of that, Capricorn. Okay, you're being fair, so you're not, and again, this can be, you're trying to be kind, so you're not saying anything that you're going to regret later. You're just trying to be you at the moment. But you do need to be you and be able to verbalize what you're wanting. At the moment, you're very blocked, connected to being able to see what way to go. And you're choosing not to communicate. So it can be that you feel at risk. You need to look back and see where it's the person that's actually triggered you in a romantic sense. See, even my verbalization. Hello, Adrian. In a romantic sense, you need to work out whether, you know, yes, actions speak louder than words. But, you know, you do have power in this situation. Are you going to take your power back? You need to stem back and work out where a trigger came about, where you feel in a relationship you had no control and you weren't able to fulfill your dreams. Does this actually equal the same as a past tense situation? Now, for you with your self-expression, because these are the things that are blocking you from making a decision. You were suppressed previously and weren't able to express your true feelings connected to something. So if you come to a place where you realize this new situation, even if it is going back with an old lover sort of thing, don't think that the same patterns are going to happen. You need to change the frequency of that. Okay, how are they going to change it? Okay, you need to follow your intuition. And you need to work on your faith, because it's faith in yourself that you won't put up with that again, so that something different can come. I'll leave it at that for the moment, and we'll see what else is coming through. Look, I can see you guys at the moment, anything you're working on, it doesn't feel like you're hugely passionate about. You're doing it and you're going through the motions, but it doesn't feel as though you have a great deal of love for it. And again, this can be because you're actually dealing with this emotion currently connected to love. Also, on the money front, I can see a bit of wastage connected to cash. So it might be that something comes up in a sense that you've got to pay. If it just feels like you don't have passion connected to cash at the moment. Yes, obviously we need cash, but it may be due to the fact that in February you're going to feel run down. You're doing what you need to do. I can actually see you working on something, getting tasks done. Now, I can feel your energy to be quite agitated, where at times you're going to get quite abrupt. This can be with work colleagues, family members, just really frustrated. I do feel February is going to be a very busy month for most, but definitely for you. But I do feel your energy, in a sense of your mind, your third eye is really overactive at the moment, and it's almost like you don't trust your heart, so you're trusting your intuition. You need to get them all balanced in order to make a rational decision. There is a person who's really triggering you, and you feel they're a pain in the neck. And you're being very careful about a friendship. You do have one friend, I feel, that you're quite comfortable with speaking to, but you're still a little bit cautious. It's like I can see certain friends, and we look, we do get to this. We get to a space where we have certain friends for certain aspects of our needs. With you, I'm feeling as though you're very frustrated. You're holding your cards close to your chest, and you're not really knowing what to do. You're really undecided when it comes what to do. Look, I'm going to jump straight into your romantic reading. I think on this occasion I'm going to do singles. So midway, if I start saying singles again, please warn me. Now, if you're wanting to make a booking, I will have a link directly below. Also in February, for any bookings that we do for Twin Flames, there is a promotion going at the moment, which I haven't really had a video done for it, but you go in the running to win one of the Twin Flame candle sets that's on the website. So if you do make a booking in February, I'll announce the winner on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Okay, I don't know why, but I'm feeling singles really need a bit of support at the moment. Something's going on. You're the first zodiac sign I've done this for, so something's going on. Singles, okay, what do they need to know? Capricorn. Okay, you're really concerned about a direction you're going in. Now, I feel you guys have a lot on your plate. I'm going to try and see the energies that are coming through. Okay, it's directly your environment at the moment. It's not so much that you're not interested in this love interest. I feel as though you do have quite a bit on your plate. It's looking like at the moment for singles, you know, financially speaking, you might be quite stressed. You also might be thinking, you know, gosh, why have I got myself into this situation? Now, This could be the way in which you're dealing with a partner. It can be the investments you've placed in previous situations. That can be love interests. And it feels like you're sort of looking at it and you're thinking, gosh, this is going to make me really stop and pause, because I need to look at the situation before I jump in. I don't want to get burnt again. Now, you may be looked upon as being quite stubborn connected to this, but it's not that you don't care for this person who is romantically perhaps interested in you. It's more that you do have a lot on your plate at the moment, so the way you're handling things is going to be a bit agitated. You're also hearing things through the grapevine, which is adding to that equation. And it's not that that's good or bad, or it's gospel. It's just adding to the triggers for you. And I'm going to pull a chakra card, because I think I want to know what's going on with your chakras when this happens. What's triggering you? And then maybe that can give you a tip directly connected to what you need to work on. You've got to, when a trigger comes about, you need to address it. And when you do, how do we address the trigger? Yes, from the direct person it's come from is a trigger. But what you need to realize is you need to then link back to who else has done that to you to cause that aspect of a trigger, and then you're able to finalize that cycle and release it and realize that you had learned something from it and it doesn't have to keep happening again. Now, the reason you're so frustrated is because you do have quite a bit of trust in your third eye. So, you know, your intuition and, you know, your vision of what you were thinking was going to happen hasn't actually happened via this communication that you've had. So it may be somebody has said something to you about a person that you're romantically interested in. Please do not take it as gospel. Please get it from the horse's mouth. But it's going to regardlessly trigger you. And what's going to happen is you're going to be thinking to yourself, why can I not trust my intuition? My intuition is my tool. I've always trusted it. But it feels like you're questioning it. So now I think with energy, it's the only thing at the moment that you physically have left because you're so tired. So it's really, really active at the moment and it's frustrating you. It's really making you get up in your head. That's what I'm feeling. It's okay. We're only a little bit in. We're doing the singles. I have done the general energy, but there's a lot of information coming through for singles at the moment. Liz. Okay, you're going to be, you're going to try and catch up on all the things that you have really not been able to do. You're trying to tie up loose ends. Now, this can be leftover work that you hadn't completed. I do feel there's going to be things coming in at left field. So depending on the style of work you're working in or whatever in your life you're physically working on, it feels like there's going to be extra responsibilities. You're going to adhere to them, but it's going to make you very tired. Now, when universe sends situations like this, it's not a bad thing. It's actually doing it so you're not constantly getting up in your head, so you're trying to process it. It's actually giving you a break to use your body on something, not just your mind. And, you know, as I said, your third eye is really overactive at the moment, so you may get headaches. You're being very strong and you're going to keep moving forward, but you do know if you've got to keep going to a point where you can clear the deck so that you can actually meditate on what you're going to do. You also know that you're not going to be able to actually get out and about and address the issue connected to romance until, number one, you're grounded and you have these situations tied up so that you can actually address the energy correctly. Because I think whatever has happened has really triggered you to very much ground yourself and have a very good look at the situation before you actually make an assessment on it. Now, this has really made you feel that the way in which you're living has not been suitable. Now, an ending in any sense with the Tower is an end of a way of thinking, an end of a way of doing something, because it's not working at the moment. It feels the management, it may be time management, it might be the way you address certain situations. It just feels something's out of sync. Now, you're going to know what this is. And when the trigger comes about, what you then need to do is say, okay, what do I need to do because, you know, clearing the deck so that you can actually move in a road means you need to tie up the loose ends. It might be that you need to get your books done if you're running a business so that you can actually, you know, build the business, or maybe look at it and say, you know, is this actually working for my lifestyle at the moment? Okay, by about the 3rd week, I'm feeling you coming into an energy where you're really needing the clarity. Now, this can be by the 2nd week, depending on how you use your energy during the month. I do feel as though you're going to come to a place where you're feeling that you're really missing somebody, that you're really worried about what you're going to be doing. Now, you're wanting to have a connection. You're wanting to have a very deep connection. And I do feel that ultimately speaking, you may be offering your heart to somebody. I do feel this is more in the form of a conversation, perhaps. And look, starts in any sense can be in different forms. They can be an olive leaf, so to speak. It can be opening the channel of communication. You know, sometimes the whole tag factor connected to are we in a relationship actually places pressure on the natural evolution of the way it's supposed to be. So you need to really take the pressure off the direct situation for yourself and for your love interest if you're cross-watching, to come to a place where you realize, you know, these processes need to happen in order for that flow to come about, because it does feel that Capricorn has, you know, a deep amount of stress, and they're really harboring pain connected to a past tense situation. So they're really wanting to feel safe moving into, you know, this new road. Now, for some of you, I do feel there are a few potentials for you. For some of you, I am feeling you're also thinking back to a past tense situation. Now, how you use your energy on this is going to be completely up to you. Now, I'll pull some cards that are going to be linked to each area. I am seeing that there is a potential of 3 love interests, but there is one from the past. For those of you who that's directly relevant, I can see one very prominently in the past. It's like come, go, come, go. This person might be a twin, might be a soulmate, however you directly link it. Now, we're going to focus on their energy. What are they going to do? Okay. They're going to come in with a different energy. Now, they do wish to give this a chance. They're looking at it, and I actually feel as though they're thinking back to a memory directly connected to you, linked to a very peaceful time when both of you were in sync. They're actually wondering what it would be like to actually be back with you, and, you know, how it would be. But they're not actually just thinking about the past. They're actually starting to think of the future, but they're doing it from a safe distance. They're unsure whether, you know, to step forward into it. That's why they haven't done anything as yet. So don't take that personally. And when I say they're unsure, directly if it is a soulmate / twin flame connection, like if this person deeply is intending to be with you, them not knowing doesn't mean that they're not thinking about it. They're processing it until they vibrationally feel comfortable in their own personal energy. They're not going to move forward. So it's actually not directly connected to the love interest as such. It's more directly connected to, you know, them feeling completely safe to make that decision. And this more stems from, you know, direct past tense situations, in a sense of a trigger where they're feeling they're not safe to do that at this point in time. Now, they are communicating with their friendships to process this information, and I do feel they're very selective about who they're speaking to. This is going to change their energy so that they're more grounded and they're more playful. So they might come in a bit coy, you know, to you, and want to deal with you differently. Now, Let's see who this other person is. Okay. They may be very shy, you know, because their self-esteem, loving themselves first, it may be that they're very shy, or they've come out of a situation that they've actually been burnt in. So they might not be as assertive, or they might be a bit unique in the way they approach you. Now, you may have a lot in common. And it might be that their behaviour sometimes is a little bit risky. It's like, oh, the energy I feel is sort of like they're coming to you, but then they're retreating very quickly. So you're kind of getting mixed signals connected to them. But this is a new person. It's not a past tense person. Okay. Pull 4 more cards for singles. Some of you are really wanting to turn over a new leaf and do something completely different. So sometimes you're sort of getting into your head and you're thinking, gosh, maybe I should just finalize, go, and that be it. Okay. Some of your dreams aren't being followed at the moment, singles. So you need to get grounded enough to the point where you can actually start looking at your dreams and start manifesting them. Okay, things aren't moving fast enough for you, yet around you, it's more situations are coming at you left, right, and centre, yet the area that you wanted has not evolved at this point, and that's really frustrating you. Now, you are looking over old ground, so this can be you're thinking about a past tense person, and triggers connected to hurts are coming up, but you're definitely looking backwards. You're trying to learn something, you're trying to make a full assessment of the situation before you jump the gun and actually do anything. So it keeps coming through that you're doing that. Okay, sometimes you do want to give up. And you in your mind, although what's in front of you is on offer, which is new, you keep going back in your mind to the old. So you need to ask yourself, try and write a list, do a list and do the pros and cons. But it's got to come from the heart as well. If even with the con list, that sounds bad, even with the list that isn't so great, if you're still okay with that, then you've got your answer. But they've definitely triggered you, whoever this person is. Okay, couples. I can see some of you might also be working on a vehicle at the moment, or needing to do some work on a vehicle. Okay, you guys in your coupled relationship, you're wanting something to change, but it hasn't come about yet. You're not sort of knowing how to change a situation. Okay, Capricorn, in your life, the energy that you're feeling is that you're being very strong and you're knowing you have to go through a door. You're knowing that part of your road has started. This can be connected to health. It can be connected to what you're working on. But you really weren't prepared for this. You weren't prepared for a change as such. This could be directly connected to your relationship. I haven't tuned into your partner yet. But this could be just in general, that's the way you're feeling. Let's see what's going on with them. You're feeling part of it is like was going to come, but there are going to be big changes. Okay. Okay, your partner's feeling that maybe all of this was a waste of time. Now, we're going to find out what this energy is, because you're being strong and having faith, and they're feeling, you know, something was a waste of time. Maybe they invested poorly. Let's try and find out what that's about. So that's the energy that you are coming into at the beginning of the month. Now, where you're feeling unprepared, your partner is, they're going with the flow, but it can be that they're letting go. What they're letting go of, we need to find out. Okay, something in your relationship has changed. Now, this could be your health or your partner's health, or a dynamic. Something has changed the vibration of the relationship, because it's either it's not about, although you're having courage, it's either it's not about the fact that they're your soulmate, or that you're feeling they're not anymore. Capricorn. Where your partner feels that they've invested poorly, and it could be directly connected to cash, what you're doing, and you being strong, you know. So it could be a monetary aspect for some of you. They're not even feeling playful. So again, it could be to do with money, and that you're holding on to it, and you're not even able to go out for dinner or something like that. But some of you, it's even removed the energy of the playful, loving energy. Where you've been unprepared, you're trying to forgive yourself. You're trying to learn an aspect. It's something, it's educating you in some way, but you weren't prepared for whatever is coming. Okay, now your partner's letting go of something. I don't know what they're letting go of though. Let's see. They're not letting go of money though, which is strange. So it might be that they're actually using it and it's causing conflict. Okay, something's going to change. So it might be that your partner has a windfall, or you do. But they're not letting their friends help them. They're holding this information quite close to their chest. Now, it can be that they have feelings connected to something. I'm going to try and find out who that is or what it is. It's like some level of stress has changed. And that's by the first week. I think that both of you are keeping this very private. Okay, by the following week, you're finding that, Capricorn, you're feeling that you're able to adhere to the things that you need to. So it might be stress and delays connected to cash. It may also be, you know, not really able to give that vibration to your partner, because both of you are in the same frequency, and it's just causing stress. So it's directly, for many of you, I feel it's not about the relationship. It might be 50-50. But, you know, Capricorn, you're feeling very romantic, and your energy's coming back by the second week. And it is more balanced, and the communication is more open, but it might be that you're making a decision about something, and that's why your frequency's changed. Your partner also looks like financially by the second week they're doing better, be it they're working or they're budgeting better. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like they're working very hard on something as well. And, you know, if this is your twin, you may find that you're mirroring each other. If this is your partner, it just looks as though you are regardless. Okay, your partner is following their gut instincts connected to what to do next. Although it might be that they don't see how something's going to transpire. It's almost because of the past tense energy, you're being super cautious, and it might be that you're paying maybe an extra week's rent, or that you're storing food, or you're putting a couple of $100 onto different bills to prepare for the dry season, just in case. So it's like the event has changed the way you directly deal with cash. Might be you're putting solar panels on the roof. Okay, you're going to work, your partner's attitude now by the second week is that you guys are going to work very hard together. You're going to be problem solving in order for this to not happen again. Now, some of you might decide that if you do have an asset, that you're selling an asset. This might be to finalize bills. It might be getting rid of things that you don't need. It may even be selling a house. Now, you're feeling, the both of you, that there was a false start, that... you know, it didn't reach the potential, but you also, you know, if you are selling, please don't, you know, wait till it's too late. Like, if you get a good offer, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, it's like, just be cautious how you use that. Okay, the fresh start is going to have new plans. Also, what you're going to find is, this had to happen because what's coming is much better. That's what I'm being shown. Some of you, I do actually feel move. Some of you might even be retiring. This is really strange. It's like I can see a bigger picture. Now, some of you had a dream about where you wanted to live in location. I do feel that they're saying, yes, this is going to happen. So if you had like a plan in the future, about, you know, where you wanted to be, and it has been delayed due to financial circumstances, I do feel that's still on the table. So it's not about romantic feelings, it's about a future I'm feeling. It's about the security of what's going to happen for the future. And even trying to get away, just to have some private time, you know, for it to be about life again. It feels as though you haven't really had time, but I do feel by the end of the month you will. Okay, your partner's seeing the truth in the situation, but it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight, but it definitely is happening. And even by the attitude change connected to it, or the action plans that you've thought of, that's really what's going to change this situation. I do feel it's impacting your health as well. Okay, I'll pull a different deck of cards and see what else is coming through. What do couples need to know? Okay, some aspect of something you're wanting to do is on hold. You might have to be very hard on yourselves and your family in order to make it through, in order to get a dream that you're wanting to get. But you being creative with this is going to help you move forward. Yeah, romantically. Now, for those of you who it's directly connected to your romantic area, it can be that the way you're seeing a situation, you're not really seeing eye to eye. Now, Capricorn, there's communication issues there. Okay, there's not a huge difference between you, but it might be that it's not to do with that. You are staying optimistic, but something changed, and it's like you're trying to hide from a situation. Now, some of you might be deciding to do something different, or something's triggered you to want something different. For some of you, it can be connected to your past, forgiving an aspect of life, realizing either you're not with your soulmate or that you do want your soulmate. So this is going to be relevant how it fits for you. It can just be a stumbling block. Hello, Houston. Yeah, vibrationally you've changed. I feel some of you might have had an unwell relative as well. I can feel like an unwell relative that has caused issues. And I don't feel in a sense of, how do I put it? It feels as though either you have been unwell or someone directly in your circle has been unwell, and it's put pressure on you. So, you know, your energy levels are very all over the place at the moment. Any questions? Very strange reading. Any questions? It's so hot out here. It's horrible. Any questions, anyone? No questions? You're worried you're dealing with a false twin. Look, a lot of us, I think, have questioned that. The first thing I say is, what were you feeling when you first met them? What energy were you feeling? And it doesn't have to be right away, but, you know, what were you feeling when you first met them? If it was that you were feeling like a soul recognition, it's like, this person's going to change my life forever, they're actually your twin, regardless of whatever energy is around. That's about the only real huge difference. So, yeah, look at that. A lot of the twin energy at the moment is really in two minds about the whole energy of it at the moment. So, you know, just pay attention to that. That at the moment, that is really the energy twins are going through. It's almost, yeah. Yeah, then it is your twin. Any other questions? Yeah. Okay, so any other questions? Connected to the zodiac, do you have any questions about what's going to happen with them? Most welcome, Christine. Living together with who? Your twin? Are you the Capricorn? Or do you mean with the Capricorn? Okay, you're the Capricorn. Well, at the moment, see, even asking the question is relevant to the reading, because a lot of Capricorns at the moment, it's not that you don't want to, it's not you don't see the potential. You're weighing up the pros and cons at the moment. You haven't gathered enough information. Yeah, go with the flow. Look, a lot of you at the moment, and I do feel there is movement, and I do, obviously the 31st is today, which is the blue moon. Yeah, so I feel something is changing, especially connected to love in February. There is movement. There was a pause in January, but there feels like there's a real different energy, almost agitation, trying to get things rolling. But the 3D of things, you know, how it's actually going to work, that's really the block at the moment. Especially for Cancer, I would say, just trying to work out the logistics and how things are going to fall into play, how the balance is going to be there. Any other questions? No questions? I was severely wondering whether I should come inside or go outside, and it was like, I'll set up, and then someone was mowing the lawn. I have an Aries who wants to leave me alone. Is this because of the eclipse? I do think we are very much up in our head at the moment. I think that we're really processing to gain the clarity. If they're wanting to retreat, always let a person retreat if they're needing to. You know, like they say, if something loves you, set it free, and if it was meant to be, it'll come back to you. You know, try not to panic. Try not to tune into their energy and go into a panic mode. Let them have the space, and at some point they will. They won't leave you alone. You need to verbalize it then. You need to ask where it's coming from. It'll be directly connected to a trigger. It can be an aspect of untrust. A lot are returning, and this can be to finalise situations. Most of that did happen in 2017, but as I said, the residue of that energy can still be there. If those issues have not been resolved for the person or yourself, the energy will come back for a reassessment. And that can be, yeah, in any given situation. Most welcome. So at a financial level, did this relate? Can you relate to what I'm saying connected to Capricorn? Because most of that was coming through where there's great stresses, and definitely in the romance sense that, you know, you're all processing at the moment and you're wondering what to do, but it feels like there's a lot of energy coming out of left field. Few triggers. I do feel movement in business though. I do feel it is going to bode better. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Any other questions? No questions. Yeah, I'd love to win the lottery, but I think it'd go too quick. It's my luck at the moment. You know what they say? What goes in does go out. We are rich internally. That's what counts, correct? Okay, I'll take one more question and then I better go, and I'll come back and I'll surprise you which one I'm going to do. You spent all the money on a boat. Well, you'll win a twin then, won't you? Maybe that's confirmation. Good luck, Capricorn. Yeah, directly connected to cash, and I did say this to a lovely friend of mine. There is a direct link on a manifestational level and a give and receive level, that when we don't think that we're entitled to receive, generally love is blocked, and that's at a financial level. So when we have financial issues, some sense of equilibrium and flow is directly out. So try and balance that. You can Google it on YouTube and try and find the laws of attraction connected to cash and love. And that should be able to help the flow of that for you guys. If I do have time, I'll put a link in a video, you know, in one of the folders, and you can jump down and have a look there. Try and meditate on it at the moment. If you're feeling don't, and you're looking at it from a financial level. Hello, Eric. Yeah, if you're feeling at a financial level, you know, just pause at the moment. Don't make any rash decisions. If financially speaking you can't right now, save, and live home. But yeah, directly connected to it at the moment, you know, it feels monetary is blocked, but you need to get the vibration correct so that the flow of that cash can come back in. It does feel temporary. It doesn't feel permanent. It's just you're tying up loose ends. But a lot of it is directly connected, I feel, to emotions, both singles and couples, that the emotions are triggering in external scenarios. So try and deal with them, and then you'll be able to get the flow going again correctly. Okay, I'm going to go for 5 minutes and I'll come back and I'll surprise you with what the next video is.